This is Tiffany, aka Miss T-Tone, and I just stepped in the Takeover ENT, so I feel like a champion now that I'm holding the belt.
You ain't fooling nobody.
I always like to be planned but unplanned. That's what I call
Planned, unplanned?
Kind of be, so it makes me prepared, but not really. It's almost like a messy bun. You know, like women have these like messy bun hairstyles. It's like we planned it, but it's kind of unplanned.
Is this a woman thing?
Yeah.
I figured.
Yeah, pretty much.
Y'all figure out somehow, some way, somehow. Anyway, welcome to Takeover TV.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you.
You don't
Glad
make the
to
big
be
time.
here.
You have made the big time.
I
now.
did, huh?
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, how did you first hear about Takeover TV?
Social media, Instagram. I think that's how I connected with you guys. It was either Facebook or Instagram, but one of the two. Yep.
I just like to ask people because some people got different stories on how they found out about Takeover TV. Their homegirl might have told them, or their homeboy told them. They seen us on Facebook, Instagram. So I just like to see how we get it.
It was definitely social media. Now, whether it was Facebook or Instagram, I can't remember, but it was social media.
Right, right.
That's how I met Takeover TV.
There it is. So how are things?
Good, good, good. Just being a mom, mompreneur, trying to pursue things with my fitness, T-Tone Fitness. So just working on that, working hard, hustling.
So you're an overachiever. You didn't have one baby, you had two.
I did. One hitter quitter.
Overachiever.
I was very shocked when I had those two babies too. I went back 3 times. So
do twins run in your family, or this just came from like nowhere?
Well, they run in his side of the family, supposedly. But they hadn't had twins in 60 years. And I got the lucky 2.
So you was the lucky selection,
I was the lucky selection, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. I mean,
of course not,
2 blessings. I always wanted a boy and a girl, so now I don't have to take my body through that again because I got one of each.
I know, right? You hit the jackpot first time around.
I was swole too.
You got beautiful children there.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, yeah, pretty kids.
Thank you.
Well, one handsome and one pretty. I don't want to call the son pretty. You know,
Thank you.
I don't want to get into that.
I correct my mom on it all the time. She don't understand.
Right.
But I be like, he's handsome,
He's
not
handsome.
pretty.
Yeah. We ain't gonna cross that road.
Hey, you gotta train him because nowadays, you know.
Who you telling?
It just.
Yeah, we live in different society these days. But anyway, let's not waste too much time on that. Let's talk about T-Tone Fitness. So, is that what it's called? I didn't want to mess it up.
That is what it's called, T-Tone Fitness.
So how'd you get into fitness in the first place?
I've always kind of like worked out, but casually worked out. So I started this back in high school, I want to say. And it actually wasn't until I moved to Atlanta and did my senior year in high school that I started this. So just working out, I wanted a membership at LA Fitness because they had a pool, a sauna, all this stuff. Just going in there to meet people. And I would do mostly cardio. And it wasn't until I changed my major in college and figured out that I wanted to do kinesiology, and I majored in exercise science. And the deeper I got into the program, once I finished with the basic core classes that I had to take, that's when I started like really loving it and seeing new things. And we had to take a lot of fitness courses, and a couple of my classes required us to like work out. And so that's kind of how it started. But I'll say my true journey was in 2015 when I did my internship in Atlanta. I met a guy named Xavier Cunningham, and he kind of just took me under his wing and molded me and taught me everything you know. So that's where it came from.
I see your arms all cut.
I know, I be working on them. I'm working on them.
I see. I've been seeing you on Facebook with the videos.
I do.
I do. Planet Fitness, putting in that work.
I love working out. I live it and breathe it. I'll go all the time if I could. I do try to limit it though. Give myself a rest day because that's important. But I'm in the gym 5 to 6 times out of a week.
You like me?
Yeah.
5, 6 times out the week. It's like if I miss a couple days in a row, I'm gonna lose something. So I get like paranoid.
I lose my mind. I'm like, I need to go to the gym. I ain't worked out in 2 days. Like, I need to be in the gym. But it's really not that bad. Missing 2 days won't hurt. But
So have you ever competed?
I have. I did my first NPC show in November 2008.
Okay.
November 4th, 2018. I said 2008. November 4th, 2018. So that was last year. I did my first show, and it was an experience. It was something challenging as far as just like the preparation for it. It's really more mental than people think. Like, a lot of people think it's physical, but it's really more mental because you got to have that mindset, because you do put in a lot of time and effort and money for it. I was training twice a day, so I was on 2-a-days. I trained 6 days a week, and for me, because I decided to do the NPC bikini portion, I had to get small. I naturally have thick thighs, so I had to shred or lose weight, as they layman terms would call it. I had to really get slim, like, because I have thick thighs, so I had to really trim those down and just cut a whole lot of fat. Like, most people are like, oh, you look good, but it's like, no, not for what I'm trying to do. So I really had to put in a lot of cardio, and I ate very strategically, little to no carbs. Initially, when I started out, I kind of had carbs. I even had a cheat day once a week, but the closer it got, no cheat days, fewer carbs, and even my water intake, because originally I was on a gallon of water a day, but that even started to trim down. A lot of supplements. I only take supplements when I'm doing shows, minus BCAA powder, protein shakes here and there. But that, I was on a lot of supplements. Fat burners, protein powders. I'm a coffee drinker, so on top of the fat burner, I was drinking black coffee.
Ooh, okay.
Black coffee. And I love it, though, because you can't have the sugar and stuff, but the black coffee didn't bother me, so I definitely love that. But it was just a lot of work, a lot of fish. I ate a lot of turkey, green beans, pretty much the same thing.
So it's almost like just eating the same thing every day.
It is, but I'm actually getting ready to compete again in November, but I'm doing a different one. They call this one the WBFF. So this is the Diva fitness show. So this one I don't have to get as small, and this one is more fancy. This is kind of like a fitness pageant show is what I like to call it, because it comes, I have to wear like a gown. There'll be a gown portion. My suit has to be a whole lot more bling and bedazzled. My other one was kind of simple, but this one has to have a whole lot more work, and it's gonna be different. And my nutrition, the way I'm prepping for it food wise, is different as well too. I'm actually starting way further out. So the first show, I did 13 weeks of training to transform. I'm actually starting now. So I'm like I started 5 months out with this one.
So when you was cutting and trying to lose all that, what was the hardest part about that?
For me, the cardio. And I don't mind doing cardio.
Yeah, you like me. It's like the hardest thing for me to do is like constant cardio, or consistent cardio.
Yeah, but the cardio for sure, only because it was just like, man, and then you kind of get in this mode, or you feel, that's why I say it's more mental, because I felt like I wasn't reaching my goals, like I wasn't trimming down or shredding, or my thighs weren't getting smaller, but other people, the outside looking in, was like, you getting small, Tiff. Like, man, what happened? You dropping all this weight, like you getting small. But I couldn't see it until I literally got off the stage. Not while I was on stage. When I got off the stage and saw the pictures from the show, and I was like, man, I was small. I was small. And I was only, I think 130 when I started, and then by the time I did the show, I ended up being, I want to say around 112 for final weigh-in. And that was mostly muscle, so it wasn't a lot of weight that I lost, because what is it, about 17 pounds? That's typically not a lot of weight, but the fact that I was still so small because it was mostly muscle. So it was just like, but the cardio, definitely, I will say, hardest part for me.
So how long did it take you to lose them 17 pounds?
It took me the whole 13 weeks. The whole 13 weeks.
Okay, so roughly about 3 months?
Yeah.
A little over 3 months?
Yeah, roughly 3 months. And I would say this, the posing was also kind of hard too.
Oh, okay.
Because you have to pose a certain way, and I was just super nervous, like on stage and trying to think, because you gotta squeeze, make sure you're not falling, make sure you smile, make sure you're showing the proper form, the muscles, and it was just like, oh my God. So actually prepping for it, I would say the cardio, but during that actual phase, it was like the posing. It was like, oh my God, especially when I hit the stage. I went through it so fast, I don't even remember it. I was on stage, it was like boom, 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 bye.
Just like that. Like, man, let me do what I need to do. Head out.
Yep. First show, placed fourth. I almost placed because they had first, second, and third place, and I came in fourth. So that was like,
almost there.
I know. So now I feel like I can do it. So I got to.
You got the experience now. So
I got to try again.
Right.
Yeah. And I really think it was my posing that got me because, like I said, I was so nervous and I went through it so fast. I turned around and I was off stage.
I know one of the main questions that people ask me, or mostly I know one of the main things women always ask, how do you get toned? I'm trying to get toned.
True.
So what would be the first thing you actually tell them or ask them? Or, you know.
The first thing I ask people when they come to me is how bad do you want it? Because being toned, again, mental capacity and diet. Those are your two biggest things. First, mental over diet, because you have to have the right mindset. You have to be determined. You have to be motivated. When you have days when you don't feel like getting up, going to the gym or working out or doing, you got to find a reason to do it. And that's where that mental capacity comes in. Like,
right.
You got to find a reason to do it, or find a reason, not even to do it, just I want it this bad, so I'm going to go through with it. So mental is number one. Then diet. A lot of people struggle with that diet.
Yeah.
They struggle with the diet. And diet, because you can achieve and get muscles and you can bulk up with a poor diet, but it's unhealthy. And if you really want to see that muscle definition and tone, you got to watch your diet. You got to feed your body the nutrients it needs.
This is the problem I have. When I was trying to be on that strict diet, I'd be on the go a lot. And there's a lot of places, I mean, all these fast food places around. It was hard to find me something healthy to eat while I'm on the go. So I slip up and eat a cheeseburger or slip up and eat a hamburger like that. So what's something you suggest for people like in a situation like that where you need something, you hungry, but you're on the go?
I will tell you this, my friends laugh at me all the time because they like to eat out a lot. But I'm the one that's, oh, I gotta watch what I'm eating, I'm doing this, I'm dieting. So what I do is, I look at the menu before we get there. So, and I always make sure it's a restaurant where I can eat. They gotta have vegetables as an option and they gotta have protein. As long as they have protein and vegetables, I'm pretty much good. Now, I don't go to fast food restaurants with the exception of Chick-fil-A and Chipotle, because they have those out here. I can eat those.
Okay.
And I can eat those and not feel bad. But when it's like Longhorns or maybe Applebee's or something like that, there I do like grilled fish, grilled chicken, vegetables.
I'm talking about late at night. Ain't nothing open but Taco Bell and Whataburger
You're
and
not supposed to
McDonald's.
be eating late at night.
But you be so hungry, man. It's hard.
So I would say the trick to that is you gotta prepare and you gotta plan. So keep you some snacks with you. I like the little tuna packets, the Star Kiss tuna packets.
Oh, I hate tuna.
You hate tuna?
Can't stand
They make it in chicken.
Okay.
Keep you some wheat thins or an apple or orange fruit. You gotta, if it's gonna be late night snack, you gotta have your snacks with you. You gotta come prepared.
Just gotta be prepared at all the time.
You just gotta be prepared.
Another problem area that a lot of people have, and I have it sometimes too, drinking water. What? So what's an alternative, or what can you do to help, you know, with the water drinking problem?
Well, it's a lot of research out there, and a lot of people have different myths or their reason behind water. A lot of people tell you gotta drink a gallon a day. So a lot of people are trying to drink a gallon of water when actually I found out during school that that's actually not true. I mean, you're supposed the ultimate goal is to drink half your body size. So I weigh 134. So I need to take in at least 67, I think, 0.8 or 9 ounces a day of water. That's roughly 4.5, 16.9 bottles of water.
So is the 64 ounces of water a myth?
Yeah. It's a myth too. I mean, and to each his own, but it's really boils down to you should be drinking half your body weight water. You gotta drink half your body weight. That's what I do. I don't even try to, unless I'm prepping for a show, like I really don't, and even then I still don't drink all of my water. Cause when like I say, when I did that last show, the trainer I had me drinking a gallon of water. I almost never finished a gallon of water a day, like hardly ever.
Right. So you got water. What about the Neo drops? Or what do they call it? Mio, I can't remember the name of those. You know, the little drops.
Yeah, it's a personal preference. I typically don't go that route because the Neo Drops, they still have all these corn syrups and artificial flavors and stuff in them. I infuse my water with fruits, vegetables, lemon. My favorite is lemon cucumber with mint, mint leaves. It's kind of like a detox, and it's actually good. The mint gives it a little spark, a little flavor. And then of course the lemon and the cucumber. But you can do berries, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries. Like, you can do a number of things with your water to make it interesting so that you're not just drinking water.
I hate drinking water. That's the reason I have to use those drops, and I do like lemon water. I like putting lemons in the water. That helps me out.
And the Neo Drops aren't bad. I would just say use them in moderation.
Right.
So maybe put it in 1 bottle of water. Or if you're drinking 4 bottles of water a day, maybe put it in 2. Don't put it in all 4.
Gotcha. I like to use them when I'm eating. I like to have a little flavor with my food.
Most people do.
Yeah, but if I'm just out and about, I can drink a bottle of water.
Oh, so okay, yeah.
I kind of do what you, like you just said. I kind of do like half and half.
That's the best way. Moderation, balance, just not all the time, I would say.
So tell me about T-Tone Fitness.
Well, T-Tone Fitness is my baby. It's something that I started, I kind of wanted to always have my own business, so struggled with that, trying to figure out what it was that I needed to be doing. Like most people, what's my purpose in life? Like, what am I here for? What am I supposed to be doing? And I found out, like, it was helping people, but how to help people, and that was through training. Like, God gave me a gift. I love to work out. I'm passionate about it. So I just kind of went out on a limb, said, hey, I'm gonna think of a name, I'm gonna start training people, and boom. I started it in 2017, so it's fairly new. Then I got pregnant, so that kind of put me on halt a little bit. And then now that the babies are 1 year old, even before then, I kind of geared it back up, and I'm going full force with it. Just trying to pursue it.
So do you do classes, or do you just do one-on-one training?
I do a variety.
Or a combination of both?
So I do a combination of a lot of things. I do one-on-one personal training, which seems to be pretty popular out here. I do small groups, and then I do boot camps. But I only do the boot camps once a month, just trying to still build those up and grow, because I'm new to the city, so I'm not from here. Originally, I lived here when I was younger, but I moved away. My hometown is Atlanta, Georgia, and I moved back there my senior year in high school back in 2005, so I left here, moved back there, and then I'm back here because I had the babies. But glad to be back and just trying to get my name out there. But yeah, so I do the boot camps, and I'm also trying to focus on online training. I do a lot of that, and most of my clients come from Atlanta right now. Okay.
So you, when they're long distance like that, you just write programs for them?
So I do customized meal plans, or I do customized meal plans with the workout, but I do that, and I have 2 options. I have the on your own or do it with you. So basically the on your own is I create the plan for you, I give it to you, and we do weekly check-ins, and it's up to you. So that's where that mental comes in, like how bad do I want it, because she's not here to help me, to push me, so, and I gotta check in with her. So, you know, that's where that comes in. But the do it with you is pretty much, it's almost like personal training, you're just not here. Like, I literally will set up a Skype or FaceTime session, however you need to, but I schedule it out and map it. Like, say you wanted to train and you lived in Atlanta, 9 a.m. I would schedule it for 9 a.m. I would FaceTime you at that time, so I would hope that you're prepared and ready, and we would start working out. I would watch your form, correct you. I could show you if you're doing it improper. Same thing.
Damn, okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
I actually like that too, and this online training is getting to be super popular too. I've noticed. Yeah, it's picking up a lot, and I'm like, interesting. So I'm kind of trying to just get a feel for what works best with me, and I think the online training, although I have the boot camps right now, the personal training and the online training has been my biggest revenues.
I tell you what, you don't look like a lady that just had 2 children about a year ago. Roughly? Yeah, about a year ago.
They just turned 1 July 12th, so yeah, about a year ago. Yeah.
So I know a lot of women have a rough time shaking back from pregnancy and having children. What's a bit of advice that you could give them on how to, you know, get back into it, start back? I know some women lose their confidence, feel like that they can't get back to what they were, and, you know, just different, you know, things like that.
My best advice is never stop. When I was pregnant, I still worked out up until the doctors told me I couldn't and I had to be on bed rest.
Right.
But even after that, as soon as I got cleared, I started back working out. Even if you can't work out, you can still be healthy and be fit. It's about proper nutrition. But you're gonna go through those emotions. So I say just embrace it. I felt like I didn't look great at certain points. I kind of went through a depressed stage, I would say, where it's like, dang, I don't look like I did. Like I don't got my abs. Like I'm hard on myself. I'm like, I'm in people's eyes, like people watching me like, oh my God, if I don't shake back, like, you know, what's gonna happen? But I also have to realize I'm a woman, my body has changed.
Right.
I just carry not one human being, but two.
Exactly.
So my body is definitely gonna change, and everybody's body is different. So some people can go through pregnancy and they do snap back. I've seen a lot of fitness people in the industry, and that kind of like was a jab to me. I'm like, shit, like I was working out while I was pregnant. I did this, I did that, and they done shook back already. But some of those women only had one child too.
Right.
Some of them, body structure is different from mine as well. So it's like you just gotta be in tune with your body, go through those emotions, embrace those emotions. Don't beat yourself up about it, but just find a plan that works for you. Figure out something that works for you. I would say definitely don't quit. Don't give up. It's a struggle. Life itself is a struggle. So you always want to just keep going. Don't be so quick to give up. But if you love your body the way it is, love your body. If you don't love your body, then change it. The goal, and that's something that I always stress with T-Tone Fitness, I want people to be the healthiest, happiest them. We're all made to be different shapes and sizes. We all can't be the same size. And you don't have to be pencil thin to be healthy. You don't have to be big and unhealthy. It's just a matter of your ethnic background, your body structure, you know, and your health. That's it.
Now, I know people will kill me if I don't ask you this. The number one thing that people ask, and probably want, are abs. you know this like I know it.
I get it all the time.
People want abs.
They want abs, but don't want to
blueprint?
do the work, because the blueprint to that is not hard. It's simple. Diet and exercise. Abs is 80% diet, 20% working out. And then the working out is cardio, just because you want to make sure you're keeping that abdominal fat away. But it's diet. Diet, and more diet.
It's not 1,000 sit-ups and a horrible diet.
And because you can actually do 1,000 sit-ups and you can have abs. Your abs can be sitting there. They're just sitting under layers of fat.
Exactly.
So when people tell me that all the time, I say, well, you can get abs, but you got to change your diet.
You got to burn that fat away.
We got to burn that fat away, and we got to change your diet, because that's where it starts. I said, I can have you do 100 sit-ups all day long, but it's not going to do anything. Like, you're not going to see the results.
So what's the best ab exercise? Well, like, what's a couple of them that you recommend that really works very well? Because there's different things out there. And
depending on where they're trying to target the abs for, if they want like what I call the V.
That V?
Yeah. If they want that V to show that off, I say lion leg raises are one of the best abdominal exercises you can do for that. If they're wanting the side obliques possibly, I would say one of the best exercises is weighted dumbbell. Just kind of crunches to the side.
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
And Russian twist.
Yep.
I like those. Those two are really great. And then for this part right here, you can keep it simple. Crunches. It's gonna work the top obliques. Crunches.
What about the ab wheel?
The ab wheel, now that is more about I say that's more about core strength.
The core, yeah.
Yeah, that's more about strength, because
It'll get you.
you can have abs but not have core strength.
Right.
And that was where I was at even before I got pregnant. Like, I had abs, boom, boom, boom. But my core strength was kind of weak. So I had to change my program and start focusing on core strength versus just abs. Because I had the abs, but I didn't have the strength.
So can you still drink alcohol and beer?
Life is all about moderation. I say if you don't treat yourself, you will cheat yourself at some point.
You will.
You just have to have balance. if you go out, you out with the fellas or you out with the girls, have a glass of wine. Have you a beer or two. But when you start having 4 and 5 and multiple drinks, that's when you get into those muddy waters.
So you authorize at least 2 beers and a glass of wine?
I do.
What about 2 glasses of wine?
2 glasses of wine won't hurt. Long as it's red. I love a red wine.
See, when I drink wine, I drink red wine now.
Red wine is better than your whites.
Because it's good for your heart.
It's good for your heart,
Yeah.
and it has a higher alcohol content. A lot of people don't notice, but the drier the wine, the higher the alcohol content. The sweeter the wine, that's the more sugar it has in it, and hardly any alcohol. So that's why those Moscatos, Rieslings, all those that people gravitate towards, the sweet ones, the dessert wines, they're sweet because they got a lot of sugar in them. I keep me a dry wine.
Look at you. Smart.
I'm always being health conscious, and I just really love dry wines. I don't necessarily like sweet wines,
So what's some of the biggest myths that's out there about weight training, getting in shape?
One of the biggest ones, not even with weights, I will say this, and it drives me bananas, is that squats build booties. Squats do not build booties. Squats do not build booties. Let me say it one more time. Squats do not build booties.
Oh, you done killed a lot of dreams out there.
Well, I just crushed them. I'm so sorry, guys. Glute-specific workouts build booties. Your glutes are in your booty. That's what your booty is, your glutes. So that's what build them. Hip bridges, hip thrust, same thing. Those build booties. Squats help, but that's only because they accentuate. You're using your whole entire leg.
Right.
Now, there is one squat that you can do, and I do it at Planet Fitness on the Smith machine. I have it weighted, and I keep it on my shoulders, and I relax it, but I go all the way down into a deep squat, and I come up, like I literally focus so that I'm coming up through my feet, through my legs, and working all of those lower muscles. You don't want to come up, and I see a lot of people at the gym all the time, and I just be like, oh my God, like, should I say something? Should I not? They're going to take it the wrong way because they come up and they thrust in like they doing a
I've seen people do that.
And you shouldn't do that. That's not the proper way, and that's not helping work your glutes at all.
Right.
So that, and then a lot of people think you got to lift super, super heavy to get all toned up.
Right.
That's another myth that is not true. You can tone up and be very muscular by doing light to moderate weight with high reps.
Yep. That's, you know what? That's what I'm gonna start doing now. I'm gonna drop my weight down and do a lot of reps and make sure my form is strict on every rep. Because you see people with like trying to curl 80-pound dumbbells and swinging their back and legs. And I'm like, dude, just drop down about 20 more pounds and just get you some good reps in.
Exactly, because you don't have the proper form, so you're not working the entire muscle, number one.
I don't know what the hell, you're working back and toes and everything else.
And you also increasing your chance for injury a lot by doing improper form, but most people, they just have it in their mind, especially guys, sorry guys, but they...
Yeah, we got it to work.
Y'all just have it in your mind, it's like, I gotta lift heavy,
The more weight I lift, the stronger and bigger I'm gonna get. Yeah, you're gonna end up delaying it, because that's how I used to do it, and I got injured every single time.
And it's a build-up. You can eventually lift heavy, but you gotta work your way up to that. You gotta progress that, and you gotta, again, proper form. You gotta have proper form, especially when you're lifting heavy, even more so when you're lifting heavy. So yeah, those are the 2 biggest myths out there.
Because I don't care about strength lifting no more, or being at the bench 350 and all that. I just want to look good and be quote unquote, I say cut. And, and just leave it at that. So okay, so what's the future for T-Tone Fitness?
The future for T-Tone Fitness is I'm working on, my first priority is just building my brand, getting my name out there and marketing me and myself.
I tag you when I see stuff.
You do, and I always appreciate that support because you don't have to do that. So I definitely appreciate that. But I just want to bring awareness to myself and what I'm trying to do, and then also do it, but keep it in line with who I am and what I stand for as far as a company, because I've gotten people that's reached out to me about doing certain things or being a brand ambassador for them or doing this and that, but their brand and their company is not aligned with what I'm trying to do.
Right.
And you always, when in business, you always want to keep that in mind, and you don't have to take every opportunity that comes to you. Things are gonna work out. If it's for you, it's for you, and it will happen when it's time. So I'm just trying to build T-Tone Fitness, get the brand out there, and eventually working my way up to a small studio. That way I can have people come indoors and work out.
I might have to drop in on a class or two.
Because people hate to be outdoors, but I'm like, I gotta be outdoors because I don't have a building. Yeah, I don't want to go in debt trying to build a brand, and I don't want to feel like I have to have a building in order to be successful, because there's plenty of people out here who are already doing what I'm doing who don't have a gym, who don't have a studio, and they're successful.
Right. So if somebody wants to get with you for a workout plan, to be their trainer and all that, where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram at Miss T-Tone. That's MSTTONED. I'm on Facebook, Tiffany Cantlow. I also have a business page, T-Tone Fitness. So they can find me. I don't do Snapchat, but they can definitely find me on Instagram and Facebook. And then they can also go to my website, www.ttonefitness.com.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, you don't help me a lot. I reached out to you and I asked you different things and different advice, and I've taken your advice. I've seen some of your videos, so I've implemented some of your exercises in my workout. I'm not one of those guys like, it's a female. You know what I'm saying? Either you know what you're doing or you don't know what you're doing. No matter if it's male or female. If they know how to work out, they know the human anatomy, they just know it.
Exactly.
So like I said, I've implemented some of your exercises in my workout. And I was at an unhealthy 207. Okay. So now I'm down to 192. And
awesome. Looking great, feeling great, right?
Yeah, I'm looking great, feeling great. On the Tiffany plan.
There you go. And I'm actually working on something new. I got a promo video I'm working on. I'm getting ready to drop a fitness challenge this fall.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it'll be available to anybody all over. It's going to be online, and you can do the workouts from your home, in your backyard, in your bedroom. You don't need a gym and little to no equipment. So something to look forward to.
Well, that's all right. We're going to help promote that.
And I appreciate it.
Guaranteed. Well, Miss Tiff, appreciate you stopping by Takeover TV.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
No problem. And there it is.